It is way past my bedtime, so I'm gonna limit myself to see if I can talk about Kamah Scythe in about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just gonna do a single pass through, and then maybe break down the chart a little bit from there. It's been a long time since I've looked at this chart from start to finish, so this will be a good refresher or like reaction playthrough. I don't know if I said it already. Wow, they hit you with 30 seconds right off the bat. This was released by Chief Skittles in Skittles Selection 7. It is a 13, and I'm thinking about the fact that this chart is no CMOD, and that seems like cruel and unusual punishment. Some bursty stuff. Okay, so those are forced double steps. You don't have to think about this too much because the hold tells you to stay there, so you hit the other two 16th notes with the other foot. No, nothing too crazy. I'm sure Rob Oken is very happy about those, and so is Chris Guzman. So some bursty stuff, but it's only at 128, and some 5-note ones, but it seems like it's mostly 3 notes. Okay, never mind. And then a speed up here. These kind of speed ups are kind of hard because they're gradual, so you really have to listen to the music. Foot switches, but coming from jumps. I think this would definitely trip me up if I played this like right now. And even those like 30 seconds trip me up because it's 6 notes, so it ends on a 30-second partial. And these jacks are like not super easy either. Okay, so these bursts now are at like 160, so those are like, you know, 320 BPM bursts. There's a lot of movement here. Actually, what is this rate on the ECFA scale? I have no idea. And I'm probably not doing any of these turns. The crazy part of that ending is that I think it was 165 constant for the whole thing, but man, it really felt like it was still speeding up. Is there just an art mine at the end so you hear the rest of the song? Yeah. State Mania really needs a better way to end songs. I think people use fakes sometimes. Do I even have advice for you guys on this? Zin was telling me that he can't FA pass this, and I'm like, dude, I feel like for people who are in like the 350 plus club, you know, like I feel like a lot of this is score padding, but you know, especially after I reviewed I, and everything I thought about that chart after reviewing it was a lie. I feel like anything I say about this chart's gonna be a lie. I'm gonna talk to you guys and pretend like this chart is approachable, and then I'm gonna play this myself and fall flat on my ass. Oh god, just like 30 seconds right away. So really, the easiest part is the entire 128 block. And if you're not getting a majority masterfuls in the 128, like you're I guess you're kind of toast for the rest of it. Getting FA passes and ECFA is really all about getting credit for the things that you're good at, or getting credit for the easy parts. And if you're not nailing the 128, that's a good place to start working on, because I mean, half the song is the slower speed, right? Like up to here is the speed up. I mean, we're like a third of the way through the song, so if you're looking to FA pass this and you're looking for where to juice out some more points, I think, you know, the first third is a good opportunity if you're not already good at it. .128, honestly, I feel like is slow enough to where if you think that you're good at, or you think that you're struggling with foot speed, you might actually be better than you think and might actually rush these. So rhythm is kind of groovy though. It's just more movement than I'm used to. I don't know how much of this I'm actually double stepping. These 3-note bursts, I'm really thinking about nailing this downbeat. These are the forced double steps I'm talking about. It's nice because there's a hold here rather than a mine, like later on or something like that, or like a mine under here or something. So just leave your foot planted and then let your left foot double step these two. Kind of same thing here. Your left foot plays this and then double steps the other one. Kind of got to be ready for these like 5-note bursts though. When it comes to like these, you need to think about engaging the dominant foot a little bit more. Put like a little bit more oomph into it. Is that a foot switch? Yep. Bracket there. Double step. Double step. I probably realistically see myself double stepping a lot of this song. So when I see something like this, the easiest way to resolve yourself out of a double step is to do a triple step if it's opportune. So in this case, I would double step these two with the left foot, and then I would resolve my double step by actually triple stepping and then also playing this with the left. And that works out. And there's probably going to be a lot of things like that. I remember playing this chart. I've been tripped up by this before. Don't be too caught up here because it's really easy to end up doing this as a jump accidentally because there are 2 jumps that come before it. And I'm not sure what a good cue is for knowing that this is coming up. I guess it's just like something you have to know about the chart. I guess another way that you do this is you could play both of these or all 3 of these jumps facing right. So play this as a bracket. Keep your right foot exactly where it is and then just move your left over a little bit. And then also play this as a bracket. So rather than like this jump, you could end up resolving yourself to be facing forward if you wanted to. But maybe just like playing an extra down arrow in here is not too bad. Just do it facing right the whole time and then you're already prepped for this rather than like maybe bracketing or jumping this and then having to like reorient yourself to play this. I don't know. I've been tripped up by this a lot. The number of times I've played this chart is maybe 3, and the number of times I've played this pattern as a jump is 3. Yeah, like this idea of like this streamy foot switch type thing with the forced double steps into the 5-note 32nd. That's really nice because if you get good at that, you're just taking the skill set and you're copy and pasting. And so if you're getting masterfuls in 1 repetition of it, you should definitely be able to get masterfuls in another repetition of it. And that's kind of what I mean by like maximizing your point value out of learning easy stuff. I mean, it's a third of the chart, but how many unique patterns have you actually played here, you know? There's a lot of opportunity for getting good. This is tricky. Just stay light. Don't stress. For this section, I'm really nailing into... And actually, look, it's where the speed changes are too. The speed change happens on every quarter note. So I'm just listening to that kick drum the whole time. That's primarily where my ears are going. What the heck? I did something wrong here. I did something really wrong here. Oh, there we go. Let me listen to this. Yeah, this is some hard bursts. It's hard bursts and in, you know, an accelerando, so good luck. What is this mind queuing? What? Oh, it's a foot switch. This is the longest foot switch I've ever seen in my life. But it's also good because it's kind of foreshadowing the section that comes after. All of these are going to be meant to be played as jumps. And it's nice because Tev preps you this way. So there's no way that you should ever be playing this as a bracket. It's a foot switch because this jump is played with your up arrow on the right foot, but then the foot switch happens when you move this to the left foot. And this happens with other jumps. Look, same prep. Tev has charted this in a way where you know that it's not going to be a bracket because you play the 2 notes that come before it. So then you're already in the right place, you just jump. This is a foot switch again as well, because this down arrow would be on your right foot, but the next down arrow pattern starts on the left foot. Same thing here. This pattern starts on the right foot. Wait. Yes. Oh, then no jump here, so that's nice to know. Man, this pattern is... I don't know how I feel about that. I'm definitely eating shit on that. With these jacks, you need to at least give yourself... For example, this jack here is played on your left foot. You need to make sure that you're giving your left foot some prep time to hit the arrow. For example, if you were to hit a baseball, or you're going to throw something, right? If you throw something, there's a part where you wind up first, and then you release to throw something. Steps should be the same way. Before you step on an arrow, there's some sort of moment where you lift first. And generally that lift is what I consider like a prep step. Or a prep motion. It preps you better for playing this jack. When you play this up arrow, you already need to be thinking about how you're going to play the next pattern. And that would typically involve making sure that your left foot is coming up, so that way there's energy to put into these jacks. But I feel like, man, am I realistically double stepping a lot of this? It's probably going to be the same type of deal where if I double step this, I'm going to also, like, if these are both left, I'm also going to try to hit this with the left. I learned from the hard way, studying I and thinking I'm better than I am. If I had never been humbled in that way, I probably would have just told you guys that I'm doing all these turns. There's no way I'm doing all these turns. Yeah, same with like this thing here, like I'm probably double stepping it. Like this down arrow is meant to be played on your left foot. That way this pattern starts on your right foot. But if I were to double step it, I'm like playing this normally, but then playing this as like a whoops, right, left, right, and there's like a long pause. So it'd be really easy for me to forget that this is played on the right foot. So I have to like maybe read slower so I don't get tripped up by these kind of things. Man, because if I start this on the wrong foot, I'm double stepping 24ths at 150 between these two arrows. That's rough. Oh man, yeah, like maybe I'll do this turn because it's more notes, but I'm not super good at double stepping, and especially at 150. So, because if I did this would be 2 rights and then 2 lefts. So I don't know. Strategizing for this chart gets weird too, because if I start trying to mix double steps and crossovers into things and like try to do them situationally, that's also like a dicey situation. I feel like it's better to commit into doing everything as double steps or committed to everything as doing the turns, unless you find like a good pattern for it. So some of the bursts and brackets are back, but these bursts are fast. 160. There's your free points right here. You gotta eat these up. You gotta take these. We take those. This chart is so hard. You have to take what you can get. Now you're doing jacks at 165. God. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. I'm not double stepping this. I think probably I'll make sure I have enough juice in the tank to maybe do the turns for the 165, because this becomes a lot harder to double step at this speed and get the judgments I want. Wait, was this starting? This was starting crossed over? Like, this is so many turns. Are you kidding me? That was a lot of turns. I feel like the more and more 13s and 14s I've looked at, especially for charts that are this hard, it's really just like, find the parts that you're good at. If there's a couple things that you might end up flubbing, just deal with it, you know, like, how much of this chart is the hard ending? I'd say this is just, this section right now, when we go into the ending here, this is just the same as the beginning stuff, but sped up. It's rate modded, you know? So realistically, if you get good at this pattern in the 128 speed, I think it's realistic for you to get proficient at it enough to scale your speed up to a higher speed. I think it's reasonable. But from here to the end, the difficulty scales up more than anything else on the chart, which makes sense because it's like the ending of the chart and the song has more energy in it. But like, man, there's like this slow reverse staircase thing. So this is actually started crossed under. You're actually supposed to start this with your right foot. But I'm not like double stepping this either because it's so hard. We'll see how tired I am. I think realistically, whether I double step that ending is dependent on whether I have enough energy to do the turns or not. I don't know. It's a tough trade-off. I don't know how you guys feel about double stepping, or if you guys have decided to like strategically double step one thing or another. But if I had to do a high level, you know, takeaways of this chart, it's get good at the first third because it's the easiest. When it comes to the speed up, listen to the bass kicks. Know that those jumps have foot switches that come after. What is this? This is just the same shit. Yeah, I think this is fine. The song almost provides you with the training tools within itself. The 128 is the intro. Like, how to play this song. The same pattern repeats again at 150. It's literally, like, it's pretty much the same chart. I don't know if it's note for note the same chart, but it very well could be. It very well could be copy-pasted or mirrored or something. And then your extra credit or your final exam. Or let's say this. Intro to Kamah, 128. You know, intermediate Kamah, 150. Advanced Kamah, 165. And then your honors credits is here to the end because of how like batshit crazy those turns are with the rhythms. That's how I would play Kamah. That's how I would play Kamah if I was sitting at my computer desk and thinking about how to play Kamah versus actually doing it. Do not listen to this video and take everything that I say as good advice until you've tried to pad it yourself, because I'm realistically going to pad it myself and find out that everything I said was wrong. It's very, very easy to be wrong. Ideas are cheap. That is that's all I have to say about Kamah. I am so scared of playing this on no C mod, but I hope you guys have fun with it. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.